Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back in my craft room here at Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so glad that you decided to spend a little time with me today, and I'm hoping that I can inspire you and maybe even teach you a new trick or two. So before we get started, let me cover a few things. They are running a special at Stamping Up right now. If you want to join my team, they are offering a bigger package, and it's a great time to join up. So if you have ever thought about selling Stamping Up, or and let me tell you, you can make some good extra money with this because they are very generous with their rewards. And of course, as you move up, the more you will make. But the other thing is, you don't even have to sell. You can come in and be a hobbyist and just be your own best customer. So the only requirement is that you sign up and pick your kit. And right now the kit is anything in either one of the two catalogs, which is our new annual catalog or our mini catalog. This one right here ends the end of this month, so it goes through to June, so which means May 31st this catalog will go away, but right now that's what the special is running through. So there's a lot of items in here that do carry over to our annual catalog, so you might want to take a look at the two. If you're wondering how you can look at a catalog if you don't have a copy, you can always go to my website, scroll down almost to the end, and you'll see current catalogs, and under there you will find both of these catalogs that you can actually download as a PDF file, and then you can look at the catalogs. But if you're interested in having a catalog and you're interested in being my customer, I'll be more than glad to send you out one of the annual catalogs. These right here I'm not mailing anymore because they're going away so soon. It would be sort of a waste of my money because it does cost me to mail these catalogs out. I have to buy the catalog, and then I have to pay to ship it to you. So anytime the new catalogs come out, if you have been a customer of mine, you will automatically receive the new catalog because I will put you into the mailing program. And like anybody that shopped for me for the last year, the new mini catalog will come out in August, and you will automatically get a copy of that. Okay, enough about that. Also, if you spend $50 or more in my online store before shipping and tax, you will get a free gift from me if you use the host code, and you'll see that pop up right here about now. That is the host code for May, and be sure to use that host code. It helps me give better incentives to all of you that shop from me. But if your order is 150 or more, do not use the host code. You will still get a free gift from me, but I want you to get the stamping rewards because you deserve them. If you spend $150 before shipping and tax. The other thing, I didn't finish telling you about joining up. If you join up between now and the end of May, you have through the 31st. Instead of getting $125 for $99, you'll get $155 for your $99. The only thing you pay is $99 plus shipping. Plus tax. Shipping is free. No shipping on your kit. So if you don't have sales tax in your state, it's a flat $99, and you get $155 that you can pick out in that catalog anything that you want. So it's a great time to come in. So I wanted to throw that out there. Also, they're offering through June the 14th an incentive if you spend or get orders that total $250, you're going to get 10% off of that order of Stampin' Rewards, which is free Stamping Up product. Plus, they're doubling that and giving you an additional $25. So it is a great time to shop, throw a little online party or impromptu party. Let me know if you're interested in doing something like that, because what I want to do is set you up with a host code, and we can keep track of your orders and everything, and you can actually turn them in to me either by phone or email, and each person's information if you do decide to get orders, or you can just go online and place your own order. So either way, it's a win-win for everyone. All right, with all of that being said, and I think I've got all the housekeeping out of my way, we are going to be working today. I'm going to make a really cute fun fold card, and here's one of my samples. This card will fold like this to fit into a standard envelope, but we're going to do it and make it a little bit bolder. It sits up like this. It is such a cute card, and it looks complicated, but it really isn't. Here's another one I did, and I used some of that beautiful paper, but you see the boo-boo I made? My sentiment is so crooked. I didn't even want to show this one to you, but I did want to show you that you can use designer series paper and make this even more special. So I'm going to lay that over there. What I want to do today is, I'm going to move that here. What I want to do today is show you how to cut this. We're going to use this die right here. This is the Sending Hugs bundle, and this bundle, if you bundle it, you get the stamp set, and here's the beautiful stamps. They are the cling stamps, and they are simply, this right here is gorgeous. And you saw this card. This die right here cuts out the letters Hugs. They also, if you stamp this, these letters will fit. This is one of the ones I stamped. The letters will fit right over top of the word Hugs. It is a very versatile stamp set and die set, and we're going to have fun playing with this today. So the die that I want to use is this one right here. Isn't that cute? And what I want to do, of course, I'm doing black and white because y'all know I love some black and white. So I've got a piece of thick whisper white, basic white, and I've got a piece of basic black. Now those are my two accent colors. Also, I'm pulling in, because y'all know I love it, this is the True Love Designer Series paper. If you love this paper like I do, grab some before the end of May, because this is going away and it makes my heart sad. But I'm going to use it until I can't. And we're going to use this piece right here. I love this white polka dot, and I think it's going to be stunning on this black card base. And we're going to use this for our hugs. Okay, let me move everything out of my way. And we are going to pull over this piece, and we're going to cut a card base. And this, please do not feel intimidated by this card, because you do have some scoring and some cut marks to make. But I took a 1/4 inch piece of copy paper. Let me turn it this way so you can see. I took a 1/4 inch piece of copy paper and I ran it down the side. You see the white line right there? So that when I put something in here and I need to cut it, I can see exactly where to put my blade, because our blades have this little let me zoom you in just a bit so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to pull this down so I can get it. If you look at our blades, see the little indentation right there? You have it on both sides. That's your marker. So when you line this up, let's pull this piece of paper out so we don't cut it. When you line this up, like right there on the 8 inch, if you need to cut from there to the 11, you have got a perfect cut. And all I did was cut this 1/4 inch, and I adhered it using glue dots. And it didn't hurt my trimmer because nothing's sticky. The sticky side is under. And if I ever decide to take that off, I can just pull it up, pull the glue dot off, and I'm good to go. But why would I want to? I've got my 1 inch all the way down to 11 inches marked. So I did that to make it easier for my eyes to be able to see when I do a card like this. So all we're going to do with this block is we're going to put it in on the 11, let me zoom you back out. We're going to put it in on the 11 inch side at the top, and I'm going to bring it over to 5.5, because all we're doing, and I'm butting it up against that lip right there, that will assure that you're going to get a nice straight cut every time. So I'm going to close my arm down and just slice, and now that gives me two 8.5 by 5.5 card bases. but I only need one. So I'm going to lay one to the side. And now we're going to do some scoring on this. Now the scoring is really easy. I'm going to move my cut blade down to the bottom. And I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do this. We're going to score first. And where we're going to score is at 1. We're going to score at 2. Now all these measurements are going to be in the description below. I'll also have a PDF file there for you to print out if you like. And then we're going to go over to 3. So 1, 2, and 3, just that simple. Now we've got to skip, and we've got to go to 1/4 inches. So we're going to slide this over to 5 1/4 and score. And then we're going to go to 6 1/4. And that's going to be right there. And you know, I like to do it this way. I like to look and make sure that I'm on the 1 inch there. And I am. And score, and then go over to 7 1/4. So 5 1/4, 6 1/4, 7 1/4. So 7 1/4 and score. Now it looks like we've got a little bit to take off of this one, so what I'm going to do is bring this and look at it at 1. Yep, we need to take about a 1/4 inch off of that. So cut your piece to 8 1/4 and it'll be perfect. Or you can just come back and do what I did and take that 1/4 inch off. Now you've got your larger piece in the middle. You've got evenly 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, so now we're going to turn this in our trimmer. I'm going to close this up so I can get y'all back into camera view. And now this is where we're going to do our scoring. I'm going to bring y'all in about like that so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now we're going to take this, our score marks are this way. This is where we're going to make our cuts. It sounds complicated, but it's not. If you look at this piece, what we're going to do, we're going to bring our edge over to 1 inch, and we're going to slice between this first score line and that last score line. So those 2 score lines, we're going to cut in between them. So I'm going to put it on the 1 inch, and I'm going to turn it a little bit to the side so that I can see my measurements. I'm going to put that down. Actually, I'm going to bring my blade to the 1 before I put it down. All right, I'm on the 1, right on the 1. So I sunk my blade, and I'm going to come down to 3 because I know that that was 3 inches. That was 1 inch, and the last one was 3 inches. So let's open up our trimmer, and as you see, I've got a cut now between that 1 and 3. Now we're going to do the same thing at the bottom, line it up on 1. Now this time we're going to go to 5 1/4 because that's where that score mark was. And come up a little bit so y'all can see. Making sure I'm on that 1, the 1 inch line over here. Oops. Okay, I'm going to close it up, making sure that I'm on the 5 1/4, and 5 1/4 is right there. Sink my blade, and I'm going down to 7 1/4. Right to there. Okay, so now we have the same thing here. We cut in between those 2 score lines right there. We're going to put it back in. Now this time we're going to do the same thing, but we're going over to 2. And we're going to go back up to our 1. Now this card looks a lot harder than it is, and you might have to practice a couple of times. And what I would say do is get some paper or some cardstock that you really don't like and practice on it. Until you get your cuts down perfect, that's what I would suggest you do. Okay, I'm back on the 1, and I'm going to slice to the 3. I'm going to lift my blade, and I'm going to go down to 5 1/4, and I'm going to line that up right on the 5 1/4, and I'm going to sink my blade, and I'm going to go right to there, which is my 7 1/4. Now this side is completely done. We're going to turn it to this side that hasn't been cut, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to line it up at 1, Go back up to your 1-inch mark, sink your blade, and go down to 3. Bring the arm up, making sure you're still lined up on the 1 inch. And now we're going to go down to 5 1/4. Sink your blade and go to the 7 1/4. Okay, lift your arm, move it over to 2. Again, go to the 1-inch mark. Oops, wrong blade. Make sure you use the right blade. That's very important. Make sure you got it on that 2-inch line. Come up to the 1. Once that's lined up evenly with your 1, sink your blade. Go down to 3. Lift your arm. Go down to 5 1/4. And you can see it right there. That's why I put that piece of white under there. It makes it very easy to see your numbers and your lines. So there's 5 1/4. Oops. Making sure I stay on that 2-inch line. Okay, 5 1/4 is right there. Sink and go down to 7 1/4. Right there. Now all of our cutting is done. So let's go ahead and put this away. Well, you know what? While I have that out, I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of this for this piece. And I think I'm only going to need maybe about there. Yeah. So let's call that 3 1/4. So you're only going to need about 3 1/4 inch piece of white if you're using that die. And remember, you can use anything that you like. This is going to go on the front of our card. But before we go any further, we're going to work with these score lines. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fold this one back, both of the side ones back, and I'm going to get my bone folder. And you're just going to crease these really good, because it's crucial when you're doing any type of fun fold card that your score lines are really nice and varnished. Now we're going to do this one. We're going to do the same thing. Be careful not to tear it though, because you want to just kind of go in one direction and then do the same thing here. You do not want to fold this one. You only want to fold that first and second score, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pop the middle one up. Let's see, turn it over. You want to make sure that these pieces are laying flat, and you're going to push the second one in, the top one out, the third one out, the fourth one in, and that one out. And once you get those out and in like that, you're going to bring this forward just like that, and then crease these. Now when you finish doing this, you should have what looks like an E, and I'll show you. But this is going to be the back of your card. So this is going to go this way. This is going to go this way, and that one's going to go that way. And then you're going to press it. Oh, this isn't right. Haha, I told y'all wrong. We're going to push this one in and this one out. This one out and that one in. I didn't have it right. Sorry about that, y'all. And then this one this way. When I went back and looked at it, I knew that something was wrong. And this is the learning curve, and probably the hardest part of this card is getting your pieces right. So let's bend that down that way, and bend that down that way, and that's right. You should have a solid piece across the top, the bottom, and the middle. So again, you're still going to look like you got E's on the back, or more or less like that. The back should look like this, and then when you turn it over, the front should look like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have a piece that's going to go across here. This piece is 3/4 by 4 because the base of this is 4 1/4. So that's going to go there. This piece, you're going to cut 2 of those, 3/4 of an inch by 4, and then 3/4 inch by 5 1/4. Okay, everybody, I got my strip. I ended up not finding the one that I thought that I had cut. I know I cut it because I had this laid out. But anyway, what I'm going to do, these pieces are 3/4 by 5 1/4. So 3/4 by 5 1/4, and you're going to need to cut 2 of those, and they're going to adhere right here like that. And then you're going to have 2 pieces that are cut 3/4 by 4, and those are going to adhere right there like that. We're going to glue everything down in just a minute, but what I want to do is I want to take my hugs and I want to take it over to my die cut machine, and I want to crank this through. So okay, so now that we got this cut, I am going to pull that out, and this is what we have, this beautiful delicate hugs, and look how pretty that looks on there. Isn't that adorable? So I'm going to lay this to the side just for a minute, and what I want to do is get my silicone craft sheet, because we're going to use some Stampin' Seal Plus, my favorite seal that Stampin' Up! Carries, and I'm just going to put one piece there, and I'm going to flatten this card out. Like, let me move that over so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to flatten this out just like this, and I am going to adhere this right across this piece. And you want to be careful to get your borders just right and press it down. And we're going to do the same thing on this piece, and I'm just going to put a piece of the seal. I love this stuff, it works so great. And I'm going to put one piece right here and press that down. And can you see how quick this card is coming together? And it makes such a statement. I think anybody would love to receive this card. It is simply adorable. And put that right there. And now we're going to take this piece and put that there. Making sure I got enough of the adhesive on it. And I'm going to put, let me zoom y'all out just a little bit because I think there we go. So I'm going to put this one, and you, like I said, you just want to really eyeball center, just like that. And now for this piece, I think what I'm going to do is just put glue on the H, or the hugs, not the H, the hugs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some liquid glue, and I'm going to run this, and you don't need a lot, just enough to make this stick. So now, let's move that out of our way, on top of my glue, and then I want to put that down right in the center. I'm going to press this up to make sure that I'm getting it exactly where I want it. And pull it over just a hair. And see, I got a little bit of glue ooze, but that's okay. What I'm doing is I'm just wiping it off as I go. Look how stinking cute that card is, and it will stand up like this. And what a statement. And I love these lifted. I think gluing down just the word hugs really does give this card. And this card will fit in a regular envelope, which is great. So what we're going to do on the back is I want to cut a piece that is 5 1/4 by by 2 1/8. I'm going to do 2 1/8 by 5 1/4. And we're going to do white here, just a piece of white. So 2 1/8. Now 1/8 on your trimmer. Let me zoom you in because I want to show you. If you are struggling with measurements, if you have this trimmer, I'll get y'all where you can see, and I'm going to come in even closer. Love my new camera. All right, there's 2, and let me get my little pokey tool, or my take your pick tool. All right, there's 2. That first mark past the 2, there's the 2. That first one, that's a 16th. The second one is an 1/8. That one's 3/8, and this is a 1/4. So that will help you know that that first one is a 16th. The second one is your 1/8. So your 1/8 is always going to be half of a 1/4. So that's an easy way to remember that as long as you're halfway on that 1/4 line, you are where you need to be. So I'm just going to slice that off, and then we're going to take it to 5 1/4. Let me zoom y'all back out. Oops, I always go the wrong way. All right, 5 1/4. And this is where you can sign your card, or if you wanted to, you could use one of the sentiments from here and say, thinking of you. And let's put that on the back. I like that. Thinking of you. And if you wanted to, you could do this little flower. That would be cute. So let's do that. Let's decorate the back of our card. I love decorating the back. And it still gives you a place where you can sign, which is exactly what we want. So I'm going to grab smaller stamp blocks for this. And I think I want this one and maybe this one. I need one a little bit bigger than that. One size up. This will cover this one. And then this one. And then let's grab our Momento black ink. And I think I'm going to do my flower first. And the reason I think I want to do my flower first is because, let me get a piece of scrap paper. Looked like that picked up too much ink in the flower, so I'm just going to re-ink it. And we're going to put this flower right here, just like that. And get a little Stampin' Chamois over here, or Simply Chamois, I'm sorry. I'm just going to give that a quick little wipe. And now I'm going to take my Thinking of You. The reason I stamped the flower first, I want that to dry. And that's giving it a little bit of time while I'm doing the sentiment. Let's get this back over and make sure. Yeah, see, it's taking the ink a little bit too heavy. Let's try that now. Sometimes you need to stamp your stamps. Yeah, that's much better. Let's bring that down, and we're going to put Thinking of You right about here. And that worked out perfecto. So now, let's put this here. And let's get our Stampin' Blends, because I want to color that flower, and I think I want it to be red. Y'all know I love some red. So this is my light real red, and I'm going to use the bullet tip, and I'm just going to come up like that. not coloring it in completely. And then I'm going to grab my darker one, and I'm going to come back and just go around the edges a little bit. And then I'm going to come back with this one, and I'm just going to blend out a little bit. And see how I'm leaving that little bit of lightness right there in the middle? Let me bring that up and I'll show you. Because that gives you the illusion of the light hitting it. And isn't that pretty? I love my alcohol markers. If you have not used the Stampin' Blends, you are missing out. Now let's grab us a green that we like. So I think I'm going to grab, I'm going to take the light shaded Spruce. And I am just going to go in. You can't do a whole lot of shading on this because it's so tiny. But I think that adds just the right amount. A little bit more right there. Yep, I like that. Okay, so now we have this completely done, and we're ready to adhere this to the back of our card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my little silicone craft sheet again. See, that's where I put glue on it the other day. See that right there? And let me show you something. This whole piece of glue, this was a whole gob of glue, will very easily peel off just like that. How neat. How neat is that? So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm going to run a piece down this side and down this side and a piece down the middle. And now let's move that out of the way, and we're going to bring this over, and I want to get this where I have just 1/8 of an inch on each side, and press that down. Ah, love, love, love this card. Isn't that pretty? I am so thrilled with how this turned out. Turn it over, and you got your message and a place to sign it. And let me show you. Oh, you remember me telling you when I showed you what I used my paper pumpkin boxes for? I'm going to revisit this, and then we're going to decorate this box. How cool would that be to have your paper pumpkin box decorated for your envelopes? I am going to come down, and I think I just want a plain white envelope for this. So I got a brand new pack here, so I'm going to, let's see. Was this a plain white one? That these had, you know what? That would work, and it looks kind of decorative, so why not? This was one of mine for one of my paper pumpkins, so we're going to use that. I believe in using up things and not letting them go to waste, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to show you how neatly this will fit into one of our regular envelopes. And look, we don't even have to decorate it because it already is. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to pull that back out because I really want everybody to see just how gorgeous that card is. Now, we could put some bling on it, and why don't we? It's always nice to put a little bling on a card. So I think what I'm going to do, to keep it into the black and white like I have it, I'm just going to use some of these Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I love these. They are my go-to gems, and a lot of times y'all will receive a pack of these for an order because they're so versatile and you can use them on anything. So, and I love my take your pick tool for putting them on. So I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to press that card down so I can give that a nice little push. And I'm going to put one right here. And let's do one of the bigger ones and put it, I don't know, that might be an overkill. Let's put him back on there. You know what, I think we could get away with putting one on each corner. What do you think? Oops. Nope, we don't want that there. We want it right about here. And that's smaller than the one I put down, but it matches that one. Let's take this one up. And let's go with the small ones. I like that. I like the simplicity of it, and it gives it just enough of bling to be attractive. So that's our card for today. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you would try this. It really is not hard. It might be a little bit of a learning curve in getting your fold just right, but play with it. Don't give up, because even I had to work this quite a bit to get this to come out the way I wanted it. But look how stinking cute that is. You got your message on the back. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to close off for now, and I just want to thank you so much for spending some time with me, for watching this tutorial, and hopefully gaining some inspiration. Go over and grab this bundle. It is absolutely adorable. You get your beautiful stamp set and your dies wherever I put them. Here they are. So you get your dies and your stamp set, and this right here is gorgeous, and you saw how beautiful it cut out. I so enjoyed making this, and I hope that you would go over and grab some of the supplies, and don't forget that designer series paper that's only going to be available for a little bit longer. It is called the True Love designer series paper. Grab it before it's gone. I grabbed an extra pack because I love it. Y'all know I've used it and used it and used it, and I'm going to be sad when the 31st of May rolls around and it's going to be gone. But anyway, God bless you, and thank you so much. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and you can actually choose that if you want to receive all notifications every time I put up a video or I go live. That will pop up. That helps me grow my channel. Leave me a comment. I have no way of knowing that you watched my video if you do not comment. So please comment. Let me know that you are loving what I do, or that if you don't love what I do. If you have any suggestions on some things that you would like to see, leave that in the comments below. I read every comment, and how you'll know that I read your comment, I always leave a heart beside every comment that I read. And sometimes I reply. Sometimes I don't have time to reply to everyone, but I will do my best. Thanks so much, and as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our praise. He's so worthy of our honor, and so worthy of our life. So until next time, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.